Welcome back to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. In this video, we're taking a look at the WrestleMania 7 event program. Seeing as it's WrestleMania week, and can you believe it, WrestleMania 40, let's go back to 1991 with this program featuring on the front cover Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan. Of course, it wasn't just them two featuring. We've seen the debut of The Undertaker at WrestleMania. There was also a fantastic match with the Ultimate Warrior versus Macho Man Randy Savage in a career-ending match. And then, of course, not forgetting one of the greatest matches of all time, Rick the Model Martel versus Jake the Snake Roberts in a blindfold match. The pay-per-view was stacked. It was one of the greatest of all times in my opinion. I thought I'd take a look through the program, show you, let's see what you think. And let's not forget also, this guy was in attendance. Of course, Macaulay Culkin. Anyway, before we head on, please do the honours, wrestling fans. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. We've always got retro content popping up, so please do the honours. Anyway, here we go. There we have it then, the front cover, Sarge, Hulk Hogan, the purple wrestling belt, and what a year to be alive, 1991. Flipping over to the back, the WrestleMania Challenge game, which was available on the Nintendo. And it's not the best of things to play. Let's take a look inside at the program and see what it's all about. The left hand side, that is the wrestling card, the event. So it was Sarge versus Hogan as your main event, Warrior versus Macho Man, Mr. Perfect Boss Man, Virgil versus $1 Million Man, Jake the Snake versus Rick Martel, Hart Foundation versus the Nasty Boys, the British Bulldog versus the Warlord, then Greg the Hammer versus Earthquake, LOD versus Powers of Pain, and there's a few more to add there as well. Great matches, great wrestlers, 1981, you know it's going to be a classic wrestling pay-per-view. Oh, and let's not forget Jimmy Snuka versus The Undertaker. The right hand side, excitement, it's WrestleMania 7. Just a quick intro to what's going on, a little bit of a write-up about the event and WWF promoting what it does best. Right hand side is the Ultimate Game Boy game. What a pose of the Ultimate Warrior with the Game Boy and the Superstars wrestling game that went with it. The write-up of the main event, Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter for the WWF Championship belt. Sarge was getting a lot of stick back then, let's face it, we all know the stories. And yeah, it's just, you know what this is going to be about. The insight to the matches, look at how ripped the Ultimate Warrior was on that picture. Yeah, insight to the matches, who's involved, what's going on, and why it's probably prominent today that we take a look back and respect how great it was. And you see it on the right hand side, Mr. Perfect versus the Big Boss Man. Flipping over Jake the Snake versus Rick the Model Martel in a blindfold match. Have we had one since? I don't think so. If we have, it wasn't as good, that's for sure. Then, of course, they're going to advertise for magazines. The WWF Monthly magazine, which obviously was postal order then. Next up, Virgil versus the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. What an iconic moment for wrestling that was. Virgil sadly passed away, turning on the $1 Million Man. Wrestling buddies advertised to the right. How awesome were them things. Hart Foundation versus the Nasty Boys. I think the Nasty Boys won this for the tag titles, so great match. Well worth a watch again. The merch catalogue. Oof. We always see these things in this, so it's just amazing looking back, isn't it? One thing I will say about this program is that it's very clean, in great condition. Any t-shirt collectors out there? I know that a guy, Simon, collects all sorts of wrestling t-shirts. He's on Twitter. I'll have to get you the link because he's always posting stuff up. He's brilliant. I've met him a few times at the Comic Cons, always with a different t-shirt. I think the last time he had an Adam Bomb t-shirt. Who has that stuff, you know? Oh, look at that. Full-size Ultimate Warrior poster advertised to the left. Then the wrestling ice cream bars. Wow. You can almost taste it now, can't you? Including, of course, the trading cards that came with it. The British Bulldog versus the Warlord with the full Nelson. Who could break the full Nelson versus a powerbomb? Wow. Great times. Then on the right hand side, the most iconic poster or advertisement the WWF ever made. You see in the centre of the screen the Hasbro wrestling figures and the Greg the Hammer Valentine figure, which is now the prototype, and it never got released, so people chase after that. It's one of the rarest toys you will ever find. Flipping over, you got LOD versus Power and Glory, which for me should have been tag team champions. Like, both amazing tag teams. Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Earthquake. Did anyone see Dark Side of the Ring with Earthquake? Definitely worth a watch. And again, next page, the debut of The Undertaker at WrestleMania. There we have it, Jimmy Snuka looking like Tony the Tiger from the Frosties. On the right hand side is an advertisement for the VHS tape. Coming to the end, then it's the Rockers versus Barbarian and Haku. On the right hand side, you got Hulk Hogan vitamins. Can you believe WWF was selling that way back in 1991? Unbelievable. Next page, Texas Tornado versus Dino Bravo. Two great wrestlers, both sadly passed away very young. And yeah, what a sad thing for wrestling that was. More advertisements there for WWF Superstars. Then the last two matches of Tito Santana versus a Mountie, Tenaru and Kato versus Demolition. So that's a program, the magazine, going back to 1991. Hope it's brought back some good memories for you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. Obviously more videos coming soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now.